He called her Seraphina with such ease, unaware of the intimacy with which she had once addressed him. "I have a wife now," Adrian said firmly, "and I've promised her a lifetime of love. She is my wife, and I have no intention of marrying anyone else." Adrian's words were resolute as he waved a servant over to escort her out. After dealing with the situation, he took my hand, meeting my puzzled gaze. "Just an old acquaintance. She won't trouble us again." As I gazed at him, unwavering and formidable as always, a tremor of doubt seized me for the first time. His sharp features, those predatory eyes, and the faint scars etched into his cheeks spoke of a storied heroism. But as I traced the lines of his strong hands, I wondered, how many hearts had those very hands ensnared with their touch? How many whispered promises had they forged in shadows, only to leave a trail of broken dreams in their wake? When I first met him, my father was the master horse trainer in the royal stables, and I was the most skilled horsewoman in all of Stonehaven. I often helped my father with his work. Back then, Adrian had just achieved his first military victory, and the king had gifted him a fiery red stallion. The horse was wild and unmanageable, yet I tamed it and personally led it to Adrian. He fell for me at first sight and pursued me relentlessly, and I, too, found myself drawn to the young, handsome general. He treated me with utmost care, and our love became the talk of Stonehaven. Rumors spread that, if one must marry, let it be to Sir Adrian Stone, and if one must be a wife, let it be like Lady Alara. My thoughts snapped back to the present, and I found myself gazing at him, his face eerily unchanged from 3 years ago. I lowered my eyes, struggling to steady my voice. "That woman's feelings for you?" I said, my tone laced with tension. "Seems so deep and sincere. It's almost impossible to believe she was merely a passing acquaintance." Adrian sighed heavily. "Alara, do you doubt me? I swear there's nothing between us beyond what I've told you." He then confessed the truth. Years ago, while on a mission, he had rescued Seraphina from bandits and taken her into the camp as a servant. It was only later that he discovered she was a courtesan. Seraphina had once confessed her feelings to him, pleading not to be sent back, but he had refused her. "I was the one who sent her back," he said softly. "How could I possibly have any feelings for her?" He reached out tentatively, drawing me into his embrace. "I've spoiled your mood today. I'll make it up to you on your birthday. I promise to be with you, sharing all the important moments of our lives, growing old together." But my heart was heavy with conflicting emotions, and the surprise I had planned for him remained unspoken. On the night of the winter festival, I was on High Street distributing food to the poor when snow began to fall gently from the sky. Adrian was inside studying military matters and did not join me. I, sensitive to the cold, couldn't help but cough. "My lady, we should return inside. You're not strong enough to endure this weather," my maid Liana urged, wrapping my cloak more tightly around me. "No need," I replied, glancing back only to see a woman covered in wounds, kneeling in the snow. It was Seraphina Dewhurst, the same woman who had disrupted our wedding banquet. She knelt silently before our gate, and then, without warning, she drew a dagger and slashed her wrist. The blood that seeped into the snow was stark against the white, making her frail figure appear even more pitiful. Before long, I saw Adrian rush out like an arrow from a bow, scooping her up in his arms. She lay weakly against him, her breath faint. "Without your love, I have no reason to live. I don't want to trouble you any further, General, so—" Her voice trailed off and she fainted in his arms.